Right, these are my scallions from last year. I left them in the ground. I didn't bother picking them because they just wouldn't be arsed. But I picked them all yesterday when I was doing the other garden to get rid of them all, and they've got these white blotches on them, like, and it seems to be onion thrusp that has attacked them. And you can combat an onion thrust by using pesticides. You can buy certain pesticides for them, but you don't want to use them too much or they'll become resistant. So just if it flares up, just use some pesticide to get rid of them and then stop again. I'm going to throw them all out. They're all ruined with these onion thrisps, so I'm going to just throw them out, dump them in the compost. Yeah. Onions in the compost now. I've also picked, yesterday I forgot, I picked this onion. 2 onions grew out of a whole packet. Oh, it's fucking raining like fuck, hey. So something was eating away at this onion, as you can see there. Something is eating it, I don't know what it was. But it fucking can't eat that in the fucking compost. So here's my Brussels sprouts from last year. As you can see with the Brussels sprouts, I've left them too long. I just left them like over the winter and never even bothered. I picked some of them, like, ate them, they were nice. But I just left the rest and they've become rotted, like, as you can see. Slugs or caterpillars or something have been eating away at them as well. And when we picked them, we had to peel off the top layers because they were all eaten. So say you pick one now, you'd have to peel that off to get to the bottom. But that one's eaten all the way through. So you have to pick and choose. But these are all fucked too, so I'm throwing them in the compost as well. I think I saw a rat there now when I lifted that up. Fuck, lifting that up again. That's them in the compost now. I'm going to plant these fucking fruit trees and maybe work on that greenhouse. Yep. Here's the container for my strawberries. And then these are tomatoes that died. I think they got blight, because my potatoes got blight last year, and it affects tomatoes as well, so I think that's what happened to them. My strawberries were in that, but I just left them in that over winter, and they got root bound really badly. Now they're in there, and they're half dead, because the roots need to grow. You need to keep transplanting them into bigger pots. I didn't do that, so the roots got all squashed up and it stopped them growing too well. I'll take them out till we see. Not looking too bad, hey, they're all wilted now. I think maybe I put too much water in the soil. But see, half of them are dead. There was a spider living in there, so I didn't want to go near it. But some of them are alright. I don't think they're doing too well out here. Fuck it, we'll just have to leave them and see. I've got 4 plants here. They've been sitting in a bucket of water all winter. So it's a miracle they still have leaves on them and shit. But this one is gooseberry, I think. The labels are kind of worn off. Blueberry, blackberry, and what the fuck's this? Red gooseberry or something. So I'm going to plant them in this bed here. And just along, I'm just going to plant them along here. And I'll keep this as a fruit bed that you don't have to rotate crops on, and they just stay here all the time. So, and Mum wants me to pull up this fucking tree, so I'm gonna have to do that too. Dead tree. It's dead, you see. There's no leaves on it or nothing. There was no leaves on it last year either. It's just completely fucked. So I'm gonna have to pull that up. Right. I think I read it's either February or March you're supposed to plant these fruit bushes, so there's another worm. It's always good to see the nutrients. It is a miracle this thing survived in that water. Look, it's all gross there. I'm going to take it out of this pot. The label said to dig a 1-foot-long hole, but I've just dug that, it'll be grand. But I have to remember to space them evenly so when they grow bigger, they won't be strangulated. So I'm just going to place it in here, take it out of the pot, place it in like that, and then cover in all the soil. I might actually get some compost to put in too. I was looking around and I can't find the wee fucking things that you write the name of the thing on it and put it beside the plant. So I'm not going to know what the fuck these are once I plant them, because unless I go get a rock from up there, write it on, but I don't have a marker for the rock, so I may just plant them and just leave it like that. See? Right, here we go. Right, that's that planted. I've just put it in the hole. There's a pot. I've taken it out of the pot, put it in the hole, scattered a wee bit of this compost, multi-purpose compost. You can get it in any garden shop, like Home Base or something. And I just put it in here and fucking put all the dirt in then. Scattered a wee bit of that, put all the dirt in, packed it down. And that is, it occurs to me, I'll remember if I say it on camera, what it is. That's the red gooseberry. That is. It's the first thing on the plot. So, right, we're going to get planting now. Get this blueberry. Do the exact same thing for the blueberry, except over a bit. That's a blueberry planted. Red gooseberry. Blueberry, it doesn't look like much, but there's a wee bit of growth there, so hopefully it'll catch up and start growing. Right, next, I'm going to plant this one. Blackberry. Get that in the ground now. The blackberry now, and I'm noticing there's wee fucking white balls in the soil, and I don't think it's perlite. I think it's something to do with the roots. I'm going to have to Google it and see if that's possibly a disease or something. Might have to dig it back up. Just going to sprinkle some more of this compost on it. Get in there. Come on, just sprinkle that around, give it nutrients, like extra nutrients, and then just, there's a big worm, just cover it in nice and cover. There's a good bit of growth in it, though it's flopping about. It's not very strong because it's been in a protective holder of that plastic. So just gonna fill in all around it and make sure it's nice and packed in tight. And yeah, that's the blackberry. Yeah, so that's 3 in now, 1 more going over there, and that's what's finished. That's another red gooseberry's gone in there. So we've got 2 red gooseberries, a blackberry over in the corner, and a blueberry in the middle. The blackberry I'm going to have to get some sort of stake for to hold it up. So we'll search for that now and clean up all that shit. And we're going to be moving on then up to this greenhouse and get digging at that. My apple trees and my pear tree. I can't mind which is an apple and which is a pear. But there's 2 apples and 1 pear. And look at this, we have a problem with goats. Goats from across there in the forestry there. Over that way, and then over there's a whole forest in there. These goats come down and fucking come into our garden and wreck our trees. They've wrecked that, they've broke that stake there. So I'm going to cut off some bamboo here now to hold that wee seedling up, that wee fruit bush, and then I'll look for some string then. As you can see, I've stripped all the leaves off a bit of bamboo up hook, and I've got this bungee cord. It's a bit thick, but I haven't got anything else, so I was going to have to do. So I'll just put that down in there. Maybe bring it up a bit. I'm going to tie this to it so it stays upright. Right. Tied on there now, as you can see. Just knotted it. So hopefully that keeps that standing up. So that's our fruit plants planted. Successful day gardening. I'm going to go up to this greenhouse now and try and dig around that trench for the next good day. We can get the plastic on. Right. Day another dollar. Here's my greenhouse. I'm going to try and get in here. Right, so my uncle was saying I should move it to down there opposite the house, because that's next to the water source. But I'm gonna get a big fucking tub of water about that height and fill it up. And what that does, it helps evaporate the chlorine that's in the water. That's bad for the plants. Any tap water in Ireland is going to be chlorine in it, so you want to let that evaporate over 24 hours. And then my uncle was saying there's another thing you can do, is put a bag of fresh dung in the water, and when it's in the greenhouse that heats up, the dung infuses all the nutrients into the water. So I might do that, but it's going to stink the place out. It'll stink of shit, so maybe not. But I have to weed these and all, dig them up. Weed that one, weed this one, dig it up. And then I'm going to have to dig out this trench again because it's got all overgrown. I've dug it out before, but there's a trench going across there, all the way around, for the plastic to be buried under when we get it on. So I'm going to have to do that before we do anything. There needs to be a lot of grass just in the trench. No real muck at all. So I've got these shears and I'm just going to chop the grass and then lift it out with a shovel. So that should hopefully do it. Hands there, and something seems to have bit me. My fucking fingers are tingling like fuck. Hope I don't collapse and die. Could be a poisonous spider. Fuck that. That's what was buried in the fucking ground over there. This bit of wood with a fucking nail that says that. I stood on it. Went into my heel. I've got a wee cut in my heel now because that fucking nail there. What the fuck was I thinking leaving that lying there? You need to be careful when you're gardening, hey. Fucking no joke. Don't be leaving bits of wood with nails sticking up, lying on the ground where you're going to be working, buried underneath grass so you can't see it. It's just bad practice, hey. You don't want to be doing it. Now, not only do I have to uncover the fucking trench, I have to uncover all the buried muck that's going to go into the trench on top of the plastic when we get it in. Because that muck has to hold down the plastic so it stays in place. But it's all buried underneath fucking grass. The grass is growing over it. So this is going to be an absolute nightmare. That's the trench. Trench dug all the way around. I just went in and basically kicked out the grass and pulled out the grass. Fuck on burying all that muck. I'm going to leave that to the day we put it on so I can just shovel it in. See there? Trench is dug now. Theoretically we can put on the plastic as soon as we get a good day. I'm fucking wrecked. I'm just going for a break now. Don't buy stuff on Lidl for gardening. I was using this yesterday and I was doing this. Sticking in, pull. Sticking in, pull. And during the process, this thing here just popped off. Wasn't glued in properly. I stuck it back on, but it's fucking useless now. Don't buy shit in Lidl for gardening, like. Solitary onion. Right, I'm going to start weeding this now. I'll start down here. I'm basically just going to go through and take all the weeds out of it. One by one, digging and pulling. You have to be sure to get the roots, because if you don't get the roots, they'll come back. But I've got a secret weapon. I've got some black plastic I'm going to put over it to stop weeds growing up this year. As you can see, I've got all that weeded now. Still a mess up there though. Then it's on to that one. Maybe get it done today. I don't know. Try my best. But yeah, lots of nettles. It's easy to pull them out if you have gloves on. Dockings are the worst. They're dug in really hard. Just going to keep at it. Just having a smoke break. There's the two trees as well the goats got at. And they fucking ravaged both of them. They're fucked now. I don't know if they'll ever grow again. Fucking goats. There's Bruce. Rosie! He's a good boy. Rosie. You get Rosie! Right, I'm nearly halfway done with that. We'll keep her lit after this fag. Get at it again. There's good luck earthworms here. Again, good for the soil. Now these motherfuckers are a bastard. You pull them right. it leaves this bit. And no matter how hard you dig, it's so hard to get out. I'm just cutting them off and leaving them, and hopefully when I cover it, they won't be able to grow up. These things too, these green weeds, are a balls. Willy, see what happens when I pull this out. It just leaves it all stuck in there, and you have to dig it up and just cut it like. More than halfway there now. Halfway there. I'm basically just digging in, flipping the soil over on top of itself, and then just doing that repeatedly. The aim is to get it all nice and loosened up, and then put compost on top of it, and then mix that in as well. So nearly finished. That's it done now. Fuck, I should have did a before and after picture. That's before, that's after. Now all I have to do is dig it up and turn over the soil, and then put some compost in it. Might not have enough compost left down there, so I'll have to wait till next week till my uncle brings me fresh stuff. But I can still dig it up now, so that's what I'm going to do. Right, that's that done. I've turned over all the soil. So the only thing to do now is leave it until I get compost. And take a small break and then start back at this one, weeding. Should be up and running soon. Have a coffee. That might be the gardening done for the day. I have to do stuff now in a wee while. We'll see. Might be signing off. Willy G. The amount of gardening I got done today. Planted them plants down there. Dug out that trench. And fucking weeded. And turned the soil on that raised bed. I think that'll be it for today. The rain's starting. Gotta go do some shit. Walk these dogs. I think I'll leave it for today. Signing off. Willy G.